What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here, and today, this is of course OP-12. We had some very exciting reveals. A lot of the super rares have been revealed so far. We have now had 8, I believe 8 total super rares revealed. There are 10, and we've had the 2 secret rares revealed as well. So in today's video, of course, always the kind of dry value for you all. We're going to talk about these new cards, my thoughts on them, and then after each card we'll talk about the decks that they are good in, so that way you get an idea of what it can potentially be boosted in the OP-12 meta, and hopefully you'll learn something new. As always, if you're new to the channel, I'm Vampyr Gaming. I make One Piece content for the everyday consumer and also the competitive player. So if you're interested in competitive gameplay or just overall everyday One Piece things, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Do me a favor, just click that, and let's go ahead and dive in. So we're going to just take a look at the new SRs. We're just going to go cover all of the ones that are here so far, and then we'll talk about each one individually. So we have new SRs. We have Garp, we have Mihawk, we have a Reiju, we have a Nico Robin. This Trafalgar Law technically wasn't revealed today, but is one of the super rares. This is one of the super rares along with Perona. Perona is the only other super rare that we know. And then we have Monkey D. Luffy. And then we have these SRs. We have Bonnie, and then we have Bartholomew Kuma. So a lot of exciting things. We're going to cover every single effect here, so no need to worry. But yeah, so we have seven of them revealed. And, of course, we'll start off with Mihawk. So, Mihawk, this card is actually incredibly good. There's a new Zoro that ideally is the card you play based off of how they designed the set. But there's a lot of potential here. So, and we'll talk about that. But we got Dracule Mihawk. He's an 8-drop, 8K. He's slash character, so he can be searchable with the Perona. And then, of course, he's got Muggy Kingdom. And he's got 7 Warlords, so he's searchable by either of those. So, Blue-Green Sanji can also play this card. I don't mention him, but potential for something there as well, even though he's an 8K. He's a blocker, so he's a big body. On play, set up to 4 Dawn as active. Then you may not play a character with an original cost of 7 or more for the rest of the turn. You would think, if I have 10 Dawn and I play this, I get 4 back, I only have 6. How can I play an 8? How can I play a 7? Well, we're going to talk about that. So this card base is, I think, phenomenal. I think this is, in most of the green decks that exist right now, I think it's a staple. I think the decks, like, of course it's going to be good in the Zoro, but top of mind, you have Smoker. It's going to meet Smoker's requirement. If you have a character with 7,000 power or more, set up to 2 Dawn is active. So I'm going to play Mihawk. Boom. I get 4 back. Oh, I'm going to leader ability, get 2 more back. Wow. I paid 2 Dawn for an 8-drop. Think about it. That's crazy. And it's a blocker. So it can protect your kid. It can do whatever. And it's an 8K. Granted, Chopper's a 7, so, you know. But it's an 8K, and it's going to let you essentially establish a whole new body. You can play another Smoker, 5-drop, anything like that. You play, heck, in Bonnie, you're going to play it. You're going to get that 1 Dawn extra active, but then you have Cavendish. Same thing. You're going to swing with Cavendish, get it back. Or even you get those back, then you play a Cavendish, you get 2 more back, and you're just playing cash money. Cash money in the bank. You go that. You're on 9. Boom, you have 4, you have 5, you play it, you still got 2 left. And the next turn you can do it again. Like, there's a lot of potential here, especially if you have something already established. And then Trafalgar Law being able to shambles while also having a tall body, which is something he couldn't really use before. And he also can benefit from Cavendish. So you can pay 2, get Cavendish, get 2 right back. So you didn't even pay anything. So a lot of potential here. I think he has good synergy with any green deck just because he's a Gecko Moria from your hand. You're going to play an 8 and you're going to play a 4 is what's going to happen. You're going to play an 8, you're going to play a 4, you play an 8, you're going to play a 5, you're going to do something. But I think this is overall really good, but I think these overall are where it's going to have like the most synergy just because Law's already cheating things. You get to play it for 4 Dawn. It's a lot more effective and it's a tall body, which Law typically hasn't had outside of when people were playing Zoro. And then Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie getting that extra Dawn back. So even on 8, you're going to be able to use your Bonnie effect, play into your curve. Bonnie really eating good this set. And then we have this purple Trafalgar Law. On play, at the number of Dawn cards you have in play is equal to or less than your opponent's Dawn cards, add 1 and set it as active. Then your Don Quixote and your Rocinante pirates, or your Don Quixote, Rocinante, and your Heart pirates gain plus 1,000 power to the end of your next turn. I don't know how this is great outside of like maybe Rocinante, but you have to be like equal, so it's not good if you're ramping up. But like they have the Ghost second Pluffy that I lost to, and then it's good in Rocinante, but I didn't feel like this was good in anything. Now we got this Monkey D. Luffy. So this, of course, is Rayleigh support, and Rayleigh can't have any cost higher than 4. So this is one of those cards. He's a Straw Hat Supernova, 4 cost, 4,000 power. Now here's the thing, and maybe it's a translation error. If you have 2 or more attached Dawn cards, this character gains plus 2,000 power. It doesn't say 2 Dawn attached to him, like the other Luffy's. So if you attach 2 Dawn anywhere, which his events attach Dawn, it becomes a 6K. So it's a 4/6, and then on play you may reveal 2 events from your hand, play up to 1 red character with a power of 3,000 or less from your hand, then give up to one of your leaders or characters 1 rested Dawn. So on 5 you can meet the requirement if needed, but you're going to get that 1 rested Dawn. This, I think, again, I'm not optimistic on Rayleigh, and this card isn't really selling me, but first card that comes to mind is this Luffy, because you're going to get to attach 1, and because you attached 1, you're going to get to attach 2. So I think it's going to be incredibly good here. I think it was like made backwards compatible specifically with this leader in mind. You get to go a little wider, play another body, and it's not limited. So if you're playing like an animal build, it comes out, or like you want to play a searcher, it's going to play all of your searchers. So I think there's a lot of synergy with searchers in mind in Zoro. You play that, you get to go wider, replace the cards, get one for Zoro ability, things like that. And then he's going to be a 6K swinging 7, so he's a 4/7 in Zoro. And then again, Monkey D. Dragon, you're attaching a lot of Dawn in Dragon, and you're kind of like trading it off, so he gets like double bonus from that. You have 2 here, you give it to somebody else, that Luffy's going to get a bonus. So the Dawn efficiency, I think, between these 3 leaders is incredibly powerful, and that these leaders are the ones most impacted by this. Again, I would love to see Rayleigh really just have something big. We know one of them, TBD if he gets another, but his rares are going to have to be really good for the deck to even be viable, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Now, here it is. This is the card everybody's talking about. Monkey D. Garp, 8 cost, 8,000 power. So for those who don't know Kuzan's leader ability, whenever a Navy card makes you discard for their effect, you get to draw equal number of cards. Monkey D. Garp, on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, play from your hand up to 1 blue Navy type character with a power of 8,000 or less, other than Monkey D. Garp. You know who can be played off of this? Everybody already kind of talked to Aramaki. Well, guess what? You can now play Aramaki. You can go Garp Aramaki on 8 and draw a card. You can. My favorite, I think, is Garp Borsalino. Garp Borsalino. Borsalino is a 7 cost, 8K, bottom decks of 4. Garp Borsalino is going to be incredibly powerful as well. And then a lot of people are talking some crazy stuff, but Sanji into Garp into something else. And you play 3 bodies. I think, truthfully, in that sense, going this on, ideally, if you're on 9 and you're able to pull it off, phenomenal. If you're on 8, I still think playing this is better on 8 than trying to wait for like a Sanji play. But decks it's good in, I think Marco, just because the thought of a Sanji play, but then like you can, I don't think you'd use it for Sanji. I think you want to see it on 8. You're going to use that, use Borsalino, bottom deck something, take the pressure off of you, and then on 9 you still want to like Sanji Rayleigh, but I think it gives you like a lot more aggro, or even like, you know, Sanji Dragon, and you can put on a lot more pressure. I think it creates a huge opportunity for like blue decks, because you can, it does have to be Navy, but you'd also get the new 6-drop 8K Kuzan, which is essentially Boa, but slightly better. I believe you have to discard a card for it. It's a 6/8, and you have to discard, but I think you can activate main, and so you can continually freeze cards. So you can play that as well. And then you have Monkey D. Luffy. So I don't know if he's going to be good in blue-purple Luffy. But a lot of the problem is like on 8, you don't really have any power plays. Potentially you're going, Garp, Borsalino. Obviously the best play is on 8 is going to be to play out Katakuri. But you can set up something like this. Once you hit your late game, you really get to do your hand advantage. But if you play something like Aramaki, you're still playing a big blocker, which is effectively a Katakuri. So I think it could have a lot of strength in this deck. Because, again, late game, you're just going to start adding cards to the 2 cards you get rid of. It's essentially a 3-card combo out of your hand, but you go super wide, then you just really need 1 Sanji. I think you can end the game. End games potentially a turn sooner. Maybe they still just stay with the 8 Rush Luffy. And then Queen. It's really good in Queen because it's an 8-drop, and you're establishing 2, and then hand card advantage matters. Like, you don't want a hand and you don't want life, so you can start healing. Well, you get rid of 2 cards out of your hand, and you're going to trash a 3rd one. So you're going to be able to go -3 cards to be able to put Queen's ability live while also establishing 2 bodies that your opponent has to answer, along with a blocker, for them to be able to like actually start doing something, and then you're going to start healing and things like that. And there's another card also that boosts Queen. So it's overall really really good here, unfortunately, but hopefully nobody really realizes. I would hate to see Queen resurge. Please hold and don't do it. And we got Reiju. Yeah, 4/5. So typical Reiju things. Beautiful art. If your trash contains 4 more events, this character gains plus 2,000 power and plus 5 cost. This is more of a Sanji support. I do wish stages counted as events, because then I think this is completely doable. You play the German Searcher, and you just play the event, and if you get it, you get it. And it's just a blocker. I still think it's relevant. I really can't think of anything it might be good in other than Reiju and, of course, Sanji. But we just want to talk about like existing decks that are going to get buffed with this support. And then Nico Robin. So this Nico Robin is actually phenomenal. My goat, my wife, Nico Robin. 6 cost, 7,000 power, so great stat line. No counter. But if your leader is Koala or Monkey D. Luffy, this character gains blocker and plus 3 costs. So this card is a 9/7 blocker. So it's very hard. It's very strong, but the biggest thing is it has synergy with a lot of Luffy leaders. And then on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your opponent's hand is 5 or greater, your opponent must trash 2 cards from their hand. So it's very powerful in that respect as well. You're essentially trading 2 for 2 from your opponent, but depending where they're at and how you're playing your game, this can be detrimental. So the leaders that it's good in. First off, this Luffy, Bait Luffy, Italian Luffy, whatever you want to call it. This Luffy, ST14, is able to use his ability now on 7 and become a 6. Previously, you could only do it on 8 with Jack. There's no other real way to kind of facilitate that, but now we have her. There are other cards from the Revolutionary Army that will also help him as well. Hit this 8 and start becoming a 6 sooner. But being able to do that, getting that blocker, so you're a 7 blocker with a 6k leader, and then on top of that, you get to essentially -2 cards from your opponent's hand, I think is really powerful here. I think this leader is slightly underrated because they continually, this is OP-12, but we're looking at OP-11. You get Garp as well. I think Garp is a phenomenal card here. I think it's just slowly getting more and more support, and hopefully it'll find its way back in the meta. Then, of course, this Luffy. This Luffy is the structure deck that we will be releasing in June here. In early June. That'll kind of spice things up with OP-11. All characters gain +1 cost, and then when you don minus, you get to get extra free don and can essentially ramp with ramp and stuff like that. And then continually have giant up. But this card is this leader's already getting more support. It's Monkey D. Luffy, so you're going to get that blocker. You're going to get that hand discard. If so, slightly less good here just because you're 4 life leader, so the card econ is slightly worse. But I think the biggest sleeper here is Usopp. Cross, definitely, just let me know. So the big thing here is his ability. This effect can be activated when your Dressrosa character is removed, and if you have 5 cards or less in your hand, draw 1 card. A big thing that Usopp players do is they'll over counter just for the sake of having 5 cards to be able to continually use Usopp's ability. So it could be 2 1Ks, this or that, but they'll typically be a little bit more wasteful. Now you can be a little bit more thoughtful with the Nico Robin. So you can trash 1 card and then your opponent also loses cards. So you want to be down on cards anyways, but now you can make your opponent go down on cards and potentially meet that threshold. So you don't get the blocker, but I think that aspect alone is worth it. Now let's talk about Jewelry Bonnie. So let's get into the secret rares. Jewelry Bonnie is essentially the Queen equivalent. So Queen was the first blocker that was able to draw 2 and trash 1. Sadly, after this release, Rayleigh is genuinely the worst out of all these blockers, which doesn't surprise me. Bandai, please put yellow back on red. Thank you. And then, yeah, 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter. It's a Bonnie, but on play, if you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2, trash 1, then set one of your Dawn as active. So you get to draw 2, trash 1, 8 rested cards. This counts Dawn, this counts leader, this counts stage. This counts characters. Any card on your field. So at 5, you already have 6. So at 7, you would guarantee to have 8. Assuming you can tap everything. Does not count attached on. Does not count attached on. But we have this, and you get to set one Dawn as active. So not only that, it has counter, you get to draw 2, trash 1, and you get something for it. So Rayleigh could never, but I'm just happy we got him, I guess. But yeah, this card, what deck is it good in? Literally any green deck. This is like one of those, like, Queen, Rayleigh, like, it's good in every single deck. It's really good in Bonnie, right? Like, it's designed for Bonnie, but this card is really good in every deck. It's a value play. Decks love value plays. They're the best plays in the game if your card replaces itself and it establishes a threat at the same time. And then you also get the bonus of your Dawn for your leader ability, so you're big winning. But yeah, it's good. It's good in everything green. Bartholomew Kuma. 6/7. He does have counter. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. Add the top card of your deck to your life pile. Then this character gains +2 cost until your opponent's next end phase. During the opponent's turn, when KO'd, add the top card of your deck to your life pile. So this card is incredibly good. I think this card is a yellow staple in any Lucci format. Or like, as long as Lucci is on a tear, because your opponent can't answer this, or if they do, they have to be thoughtful. You just healed 1, you're going to heal 2, so he's a heal 2, and puts you in a really good spot. So they have to be thoughtful in what they do. It's like Shirahoshi, but like worse. So, yeah, I'm a fan. I think it's good. It has counter, which I think makes it playable. And then he's got a decent stat line. And then, so what's it good in? I think Kyros, which I thought was interesting. But I wanted to mention him here because the biggest thing is you turn your life face up. This allows you to spit out a new life. It's evergreen. It's generic healing. It allows you to spit out a new life so you can flip it face up, should you need it. So I think it's decent. And then, of course, him being a 4-life leader, being able to be a 5-life leader, slightly relevant. Just that little heal, and then a body that's going to stick. Bello Betty, I don't think it's as good in Bello Betty, but it does give Bello Betty an opportunity to live where she shouldn't, which I think is big. Plus, it gives you a big body. A lot of times she just gets folded because she plays 5s. If you have something that can remove 5,000 power characters, you just win. Like Marco, or like even just like Stone Jump Newgate, just, because you don't have Rush. It's a body that's a little bit harder to remove, and so you get rewarded for it, so it's a bit stickier, and I think that really helps Bello. Same thing with Sabo. It's a 7k, so you can double heal if you really want to. You can add him in, attach 1 Dawn, add him in after healing, and just go up 2 life, which I think is relevant. And then also, give the power, but then, of course, if he gets removed, and just kind of like the Revolutionary Army synergy, but yeah, just the heal. It's really, honestly, probably good in most yellow decks just because of the heal. Probably a little bit nastier in Enel, if we're being honest. Good thing Raigo's gone, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think of Kuma in the comments below. And then thoughts so far. I think this set is shaping up to be really nice. A lot of people, I think, are confused. It feels like because they've released an ace card, they've released a couple things. It seems like they're supporting their most recent leaders. That, of course, being the ST21 Luffy, the ST22 Newgate, and then On top of that, they are supporting the other decks that are coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Blackbeard card, but we have Blackbeard coming. We have the Bonnie. We see Bonnie support. We have Bonnie Leader, or the Bonnie deck coming. You know, we see a card for PB Luffy. We got that deck coming. All these things. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of the set in the comments below. And as always, if you found this content of value, informative, if you could just do me a favor, over 80% of my viewers are not subscribed. Just hit that subscribe button. It helps me a lot. And if you're going to shop any TCG singles, click that link in the YouTube video description. Thanks for watching.